Excuse me, can you help me? I was looking for the main hall.
No, maybe I can, actually. I'm looking for the main hall, too. I think it's in the administration building. Are you a new student?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I thought you looked as lost as me. I'm trying to find the admin building, too, so I can register for my course. I don't seem to be having much luck.
Well, look, according to this map of the campus here, you go straight up the steps, turn left, and the building's on the right. Okay, let's see if we can find it.
Ah, this looks right. Yeah, it must be. Look, there are hundreds of other people here.
Oh, there must be at least 50 people in the queue. We'll be here till gone 2 o'clock at this rate.
Yeah, and I'm starving.
So am I.
Actually, I was on my way to the canteen to get something for lunch. Why don't I go to the canteen and buy something, and you stay here and wait?
Good idea.
What would you like? Pizza, sandwich, hot dog, fried rice? They do everything.
Oh, something easy. Takeaway fried rice sounds good.
Okay, fried rice.
No, on second thoughts, I'll have a cheese and tomato sandwich.
Right, 1 cheese and tomato. Anything to drink?
Yeah, give me coffee, would you?
Hot coffee's a bit hard to carry. What about a Coke or an orange juice?
Get me an orange juice then. Look, here's $5.
Oh, yeah, take $2 back. Shouldn't cost me more than $3.
Well, I'll get you the 5. We'll sort it out later. Oh, and could you get me an apple as well?
Okay, back in a minute.
Oh, hello. I'm here to register for the first year law course.
Oh, I'll just have to fill out this form for our records. What's your name?
Julia Perkins.
Can you spell that for me?
Yeah, that's JULIAPERKINS.
Address?
Flat 5, 15 Waratah Road. That's WARATAH, Brisbane.
Brisbane. Oh, and your telephone number?
Oh, we haven't got the phone on yet. We've only just moved in.
Okay, well, can you let us have the number once the phone's connected? And I'll make a note here, to be advised. And the course?
Beg your pardon?
What course are you doing?
Oh, first year law.
Right. Well, you'll have to go across to the law faculty and get this card stamped, and then you come back here with it and pay your union fee.
Oh, thanks very much.
Oh, there you are.
Oh, I thought you were never going to come back.
Sorry, the canteen was absolutely packed. I had to wait for ages. And then when I got to the front of the queue, there had hardly any food left. So I had to get you a slice of pizza. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Could eat anything. I'm so hungry.
Oh, and there's your bottle of orange juice and your apple. At least I managed that.
Great. Thanks a lot.
No, and here's your $2 back.
Don't worry about it. Buy me a cup of coffee later.
Oh, all right then. So how'd you go?
Oh, well, in order to register, we've got to go to the law faculty and get this card stamp, and then go back to the admin building and pay the union fees. That means we're registered. After that, we have to go to the notice board to find out about lectures, and then we have to put our names down for tutorial groups and go to the library.
Oh, great. Well, first let's sit down and have our lunch, eh?
Hi, Dawn.
Oh, hi, Omar.
I'm glad I've bumped into you. I've just found a great idea for the presentation we've got to do for Dr. Banks next month.
What, the one on everyday objects?
Yes. Look at this article. It's really interesting.
The aluminium Coke can?
You know, Coca-Cola cans, soft drink cans. Look, let's sit down here. Have you got a minute?
Sure. I'll just get my bag. So, you think we can get a presentation out of this article?
I'm sure we can. First of all, we can provide some interesting facts about the aluminium cans that we drink out of every day.
Like?
Well, here it says that in the US they produce 300 million aluminium drink cans each day.
Wow! 300 million?
Exactly. That's an enormous number. It says here, outstrips the production of nails or paper clips. And they say that the manufacturers of these cans exercise as much attention and precision in producing them as aircraft manufacturers do when they make the wing of an aircraft.
Really? Let's have a look.
They're trying to produce the perfect can, as thin but as strong as possible.
This bit's interesting. Today's can weighs about 0.48 ounces, thinner than 2 pieces of paper, from this magazine, say.
Yeah, and yet it can take a lot of weight.
More than 90 pounds of pressure per square inch. 3 times the pressure of a car tyre. Okay, I agree. It's a good topic.
What I thought was that we could do a large picture of a Coke can and label it, and then talk about the different parts. Look, I've done a rough picture here.
Okay, so where shall we start?
Well, the lid is complicated. Let's start with the body first. I'll do a line from the centre of the can, like this, and label it body. What does it say?
It's made of aluminium, of course, and it's thicker at the bottom.
Right, so that it can take all that pressure.
And then I think you should draw another line from the body for the label.
Right, label. The aluminium is ironed out until it's so thin that it produces... Oh, what does it say?
A reflective surface suitable for decoration.
That's right. Apparently it helps advertisers too.
Yes, because it's so attractively decorated.
Good. And then there's the base.
Yes, it says the bottom of the can is shaped like a dome so that it can resist the internal pressure.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Nor did I. Okay, so going up to the lid, there are several things we can label here. There's the rim around the edge, which seals the can.
Got that. And there's a funny word for the seal, isn't there?
Yes, it's a flange.
What does it say about it?
Well, the can's filled with Coke or whatever, and after that the top of the can is trimmed and then bent over to secure the lid.
That's right. It looks like a seam. We could even do a blow-up of it, like this. F-L-A-N-G-E.
Yes, that would be clearer. I think we should label the lid itself and say that it constitutes 25% of the total weight.
25%? So it's stronger than the body of the can.
So to save money, manufacturers make it smaller than the rest of the can.
Didn't know that either. So, how do we open a can of Coke?
First of all, there's the tab, which we pull up to open the can, and that's held in place by a rivet.
I think that's too small for us to include.
I agree, but we can talk about it in the presentation. We can show the opening, though.
That's the bit of the can that drops down into the drink when we pull the tab.
Yeah, hopefully. Sometimes the tab just breaks off.
I know.
Anyway, the opening is scored so that it pushes in easily but doesn't detach itself.
Okay. We can show that by drawing a shadow of it inside the can. Like this. I'll label it scored opening. Great. Well, I think we've got the basis of a really interesting presentation. Let's go and photocopy the article.
Fine. I'll take it home and study it some more.
Hello, Cambridge Language College.
Oh, yes. Hello. I'd like to attend one of your evening classes.
Oh, yes. Which class are you interested in?
English. It's course 139.
I see. Course 139 is for intermediate students. Is that the course you want?
Yes, it is. Intermediate.
Right. Do you want the short course or the long course?
The long course, please. That's 12 weeks, isn't it?
Yes. Now I need to take some personal details first. Your name, please.
Silva.
Silva's your surname, isn't it?
Yes.
Can you spell that for me?
Yes. S-I-L-V-A.
Thank you. And your first name?
Maria.
Maria. Thank you. Oh, what's your nationality?
I'm Mexican. I'm a student at university in Mexico City. I'm here for the summer.
I see. So you speak Spanish and any other languages?
No, just Spanish. And a little English.
And you're a student. And your date of birth?
My date? Oh, the 11th of October, 1983.
11th of October, 1983. Where are you staying in Cambridge?
Sorry?
What's your address here?
Oh, it's 24 Cherry Road. The postcode is CB1 5AW.
Okay. Now then, Maria, do you have a telephone number?
Yes, it's 742980.
742980. That's fine. The next intermediate English long course starts on Monday at 7 p.m.
Can you pass me the salt, please?
Sure, here you are.
Oh, thanks. Say, are you from the States?
That's right. James Kent. Pleased to meet you.
Hi there, James. My name's Pim Talong.
Talong. That's a Thai name, isn't it?
That's right. I study at Ascension University.
Hey, I've heard of that one. What do you study?
Engineering. How about you?
I study history at New York University.
Oh, I study history too.
Oh, really? Where?
At the Sorbonne University in Paris. I'm from France.
Really? What's your name?
Simone Clément.
Hi, Simone. I'm James, and the guy cooking is Pim.
Hi. Smells nice. What are you cooking, Pim?
I'm cooking a curry, Thai style. Do you want some?
That would be great.
Great.
Can Takeyuki have some too? He's my boyfriend.
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not?
I'll get the plates.
Oh, look, here is Takeyuki now.
Oh, hello.
I'm Pim. This is James, and you know Simone already, right?
Right.
Tell them what you do, Takeyuki.
Oh, yes. I study computer science at Tokyo University.
Takeyuki's so clever. One day, he's going to have his own company.
That's right. Saito Industries, it'll be called. Saito is my surname.
Sounds just great.
But first, Simone and I will get married.
That's just great.
Curry, anyone?
Yeah, sounds good.
Hello?
Oh, hello. I wanted to inquire about hiring a room in the village hall for the evening of September the 1st.
Let me just see. Yes, we have both rooms available that evening. There's our main hall, that's got seating for 200 people. Or there's the Charlton room.
Sorry?
The Charlton room. CHARLTON. That's got seating for up to 100.
Well, we're organising a dinner to raise money for a charity, and we're hoping for at least 150 people. So, I think we'll go for the main hall. How much would that cost?
Let's see. You wanted it for the evening of September the 1st?
Yes, that's a Saturday.
So from 6 p.m. to midnight, that'd be £115. That's the weekend price. It's £75 on weekdays.
That's all right.
And I have to tell you, there's also a deposit of £250, which is returnable, of course, as long as there's no damage. But we do insist that this is paid in cash. We don't take cards for that. You can pay the actual rent of the room however you like, though. Cash, credit card, cheque.
Oh, well, I suppose that's okay. So, does the charge include use of tables and chairs and so on?
Oh, yes.
And what about parking?
Yeah, that's all included. The only thing that isn't included is, you said you were organising a dinner?
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to pay extra for the kitchen if you want to use that. It's £25. It's got very good facilities, good quality cookers and fridges and so on.
OK. Well, I suppose that's all right. We can cover the cost in our entry charges.
Right, so I'll make a note of that. Now, there are just one or two things you need to think about before the event. For example, you'll have to see about getting a licence if you're planning to have any music during the meal.
Oh, really?
It's quite straightforward. I'll give you the details later on. And about a week or 10 days before your event, you'll need to contact the caretaker, that's Mr. Evans, to make the arrangements for entry. He'll sort that out with you.
And do I give him the payment as well?
No, you do that directly with me.
Right. Now, is there anything I need to know about what happens during the event?
Well, as you'll be aware, of course, the building is no smoking throughout.
Of course.
Now, are you having a band?
Yes.
Well, they'll have a lot of equipment, so rather than using the front door, they should park their van round the back and use the stage door there. You can open that from inside, but don't forget to lock it at the end.
OK.
And talking of bands, I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but you must make sure that no one fiddles about with the black box by the fire door. That's a system that cuts in when the volume reaches a certain level. It's a legal requirement.
Sure. Anyway, we want people to be able to talk to one another, so we don't want anything too loud. Oh, that reminds me. We'll be having speeches. Are there any microphones available?
Yup, just let the caretaker know. He'll get those for you. Right, now, when the event is over, we do ask that the premises are left in good condition. So there's a locked cupboard, and you'll be informed of the code you need to open that. It's got all the cleaning equipment, brushes and detergent and so on.
Right. So what do we need to do after everyone's gone? Sweep the floors, I suppose?
Well, actually, they have to be washed, not just swept. Then you'll be provided with black plastic bags, so all the rubbish must be collected up and left outside the door.
Of course. We'll make sure everything's left tidy. Oh, and I forgot to ask. I presume we can have decorations in the room?
Yes, but you must take them down afterwards.
Sure.
And the chairs and tables should be stacked up neatly at the back of the room.
I'll make sure I've got a few people to help me.
Hey, James, photos.
Yes, they're of my family at New Year.
Oh, can I see?
OK, then. This is one of us all. My parents are in the middle.
Oh, yes. What's your mother's name?
Susan.
I see. Susan. And is this your father next to her?
Yes. His name's Bill.
Bill? That's a nice name. How old are your parents?
They're the same age. They're both 43. And I have two sisters.
Oh.
This is Jenny, next to my dad.
Oh, she's pretty.
Ugh, I don't think so. She's 16.
Ah, this is you, next to Jenny, yes?
Yes, that's me.
So, how old are you, James?
I'm 15.
And this is another sister next to your mother?
That's right. That's my little sister Jane. She's 11.
And who is this next to Jane?
Oh, that's my grandmother. She's really old. She's 80, I think.
She looks healthy. What's her name?
Helen, but I call her Grandma.
Well, what a nice family. Now, I have some photos of my family here. Do you want to see?
Sure.
Hey, look, Sally. It's a letter from my family. Oh, there's a photo.
Let's see. Where's this? India?
That's right. Last summer.
That's you on the left.
Yes. And there's my sister Bina sitting next to me. She's 19 now. And next to her is my little sister Versha.
She's lovely. How old is she?
14, I think. Yes, she's 14.
And who's that next to her? Is that Amit?
Yes, that's Amit, all right. He's 22.
And that's your father next to him, isn't it?
Yes, his name's Naveen. And next to him is my mother, Nina.
How old are they?
My dad is 56 and my mum is 53.
Right. And who is this on the end here? The last person on the right. I don't think I know him.
Oh, that's my brother, Tarek. He's 26.
So Tarek's your big brother?
Yes, he's 26 and I'm 24.
Well, you sure have a big family.
Yes, I do. And guess what?
What?
They're all coming to visit at Christmas.
Really? Oh, that's great.
Yes, for a month.
That's great, Raj.
Welcome back, listeners. I'm Kent Brockwell, and in this morning's Family Life phone-in, we ask, how does life change after having a child? So let's start by going to the phones now to see what you, the listeners, think. First to line 1 and Tony. Tony, are you there?
Yes, Kent, I'm here.
So, Tony, you have a son, is that right?
That's right, Kent. His name's Ben. He's 3 now.
And can you tell us how your life changed after Ben was born?
Sure. Well, the first thing that changed was suddenly my wife and I had no money. I never knew how expensive it is to have a child. My wife stopped working, so we had less money. But we had to buy so many things. Baby clothes, special soaps, a baby bath, a pram, toys.
Wow. So you're saying your financial situation changed, Tony?
Sure did. My advice, if you're thinking of having a child, is save up.
Yes, good advice, Tony. Now, over to line 2 and Carol. Carol, are you there?
Yes, Kent. Good morning.
Good morning to you, Carol. Tell the listeners how life changed for you when you had a baby.
Oh, well, the first thing my husband and I noticed was that suddenly we had no time left. We felt like every minute of every day just disappeared looking after Elizabeth. That's our daughter.
So there was a lot to do then, Carol?
Oh, you wouldn't believe it. We were always changing nappies, preparing food, feeding her, giving her a bath.
So quite a change in lifestyle for you both then.
Exactly. Everything changed the day she was born. And another thing, we were always worrying about something. Was she too hot? Was she too cold? Was she hungry?
Oh dear.
My advice to new parents is, don't worry so much. Just enjoy being parents.
Well, thanks, Carol. Now our final caller is Lucy on line 3. Lucy, are you there?
Hello. Good morning.
So, quickly, Lucy, as we don't have much time left, how did life change for you when you had a child?
Well, I noticed that suddenly we had no space left in the house. There were nappies, towels, clothes everywhere.
No space?
That's right. And so many toys. I mean, everyone bought toys. Terry had hundreds of toys. Of course, he never really played with any of them. What a waste. My advice is ask for money, not toys.
Well, thanks, Lucy, and our other callers. And now...
I remember when my father became ill. It was 10 years ago now, and he was 75. He was living alone at the time. His wife, that's my mother, of course, had died the year before, and he had been, well, depressed, I suppose you could say, ever since. Anyway, it was one January, just after Christmas. I went to see him on Sunday morning, as normal, and he didn't answer the door. I thought, that's odd, and I used my key to get in, and then I found him, in the lounge, lying on the floor. Well, I phoned the ambulance in a panic, and then I waited. I can remember it now. A terrible feeling. After about 20 minutes, the ambulance arrived, and they rushed him off to hospital, and it turned out it was a stroke. Not a serious one, though, but he was in hospital for over a month. Of course, all the time he was in hospital, I was on the phone to my sister, Kate, and we tried to decide what we should do with him when he came out. Well, I couldn't have him at my place, as I was out at work all day, and it was clear he needed constant attention. Kate was the obvious choice, as she didn't work and had a big house, so he could have had his own room. But no, Kate wanted him to go into a nursing home. She said it was the best thing for him, but I am convinced that she simply didn't want to look after him. She just didn't want to take on the responsibility. Anyway, in the end he had to go into a nursing home. I went to see him as often as I could, but that was only at weekends, of course, because I was working during the week. But Kate only went to see him once. I know that it was a long way for her to go, over 3 hours by car, but he was in that home for 6 months. Finally, he had a heart attack, and that was it. It killed him. Kate came to the funeral, but I've never really forgiven her.
Well, when my father became ill and went to hospital, James and I fell out. He wanted me to look after Dad, but I thought he needed professional help. I mean, if anything happened in the house, then I wouldn't be able to cope, would I? I'm not a doctor. James kept saying that because I had space, then Dad should come here. But I don't think he realised what that would mean. Changing all the house to have a bathroom on the ground floor, turning the dining room into a bedroom. Dad wouldn't be able to get upstairs, you see. And then there's looking after him. Taking him to the toilet and bathing him and all that. It would be okay for James to do that, as he's a man, but for me it seemed wrong. I felt that James was just trying to get me to do all the work and sort out all the problems and change my life, while his life would remain absolutely the same. That's not fair. James's excuse was he was working. He could easily have hired a care worker to help look after Dad during the day. He has lots of money. And then he could have taken over when he got back from work. It's clear to me that if he'd really wanted, then he could easily have looked after Dad. Instead, he just blames me. It's so unfair.
Good morning, Youth Council. Caroline speaking.
Oh, hello. I'm interested in standing for election to the Youth Council, and I was told to give you a call.
That's good. Could I have your name, please?
Yes, it's Roger Brown.
Thank you. I'm Caroline, the Youth Council Administrator. So, do you know much about what the council does, Roger?
I've talked to Stephanie. I think she's the chair of the council.
That's right.
And she told me a lot about it. How it's a way for young people to discuss local issues, for example, and make suggestions to the town council. That's what made me interested.
Fine. Well, let me take down some of your details. First of all, how old are you? You know the council is for young people aged from 13 to 18.
I've just turned 18.
And where do you live, Roger?
Well, that's a bit complicated. At the moment, I'm looking for a flat to rent here, so I'm in a hostel from Monday to Friday. I go back to my parents' place at the weekend.
OK, so where's the best place to send you some information about the council?
Oh, to my parents' address, please. That's 17 Buckley Street, Buckleigh Street, Stamford, Lincolnshire. Though you don't really need the county.
Oh, I know Stamford. It's a lovely town. And what's the postcode?
PE9 7QT.
Right, thank you. So are you working here or are you a student?
I started studying at the university a couple of weeks ago, and I've got a part-time job for a few hours a week.
What do you do?
Well, I've done several different things. I've just finished a short-term contract as a courier, and now I'm working as a waiter in one of the big hotels.
Uh-huh. That can't leave you much time for studying.
Oh, it's not too bad. I managed to fit it all in.
What are you studying?
My ambition is to go into Parliament eventually, so my major subject is politics. That's partly why I think the Youth Council is important and want to be a part of it.
And I suppose you're also taking a minor subject, aren't you? I know a lot of people study economics too.
I chose history. To be honest, I'm not finding it as interesting as I expected.
OK, so with your studying and your part-time job, do you have time for any other interests or hobbies?
Well, I spend quite a lot of time cycling, both around town to get to university and to work, and also long distance, from here to London, for instance.
That's pretty impressive. Anything else?
For relaxation, I'm also keen on the cinema. I used to go at least once a week, but I can't manage to go so often now.
Right. Are you sure you'll have enough time for the Youth Council?
Yes, I've worked out that I can afford to reduce my hours at work, and that will make the time.
So is there any particular aspect of the Youth Council's work that appeals to you, Roger?
Well, my sister is blind, so I'm particularly interested in working with disabled young people to try and improve the quality of their lives.
That's great. Well, the best way to get involved is to be nominated by some people who you know.
Right. Can you tell me how to set about organising that?
You should talk to Geoffrey, our elections officer. I can arrange a meeting in the council office with him, if you like.
Yes, please.
He'll be here next Monday, if that suits you.
That's the 14th, isn't it?
Yes.
I can manage late afternoon.
Would you like to suggest a time? He generally leaves around 5:30.
Well, would 4:30 be okay? My last class finishes at 4, so I'd have plenty of time to get to your office.
Right, that's fine. Oh, and could I have a phone number we can contact you on?
Yes, my mobile number's 07788 136711.
Thank you. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Thanks very much. Goodbye.
Bye.
Hello. Can I come in?
Oh, yes, come in. How can I help you?
I was looking for the economics office. I've been all over the arts faculty building looking for it, but I could only find the School of Accounting and Economic History. Is this the right place?
Yes, this is the School of Economics.
Oh, good. I'm a new student, and I was wondering if someone could give me some information.
Well, I might be able to help. I lecture on that program. What do you need to know?
Oh, quite a few things, actually. Firstly, how many lectures a week do I have to attend?
Well, the Economics 1 course is a double unit. So there are 2 lectures a week and 1 tutorial.
Oh.
The lectures are scheduled for Tuesday and Thursday.
What time?
Let me see. You know, this information is all in the handout, which you should have received yesterday at the orientation meeting.
Was there a meeting yesterday? I didn't know about that. No one mentioned...
Yes, there was. But never mind. Now, lectures are at 4 in the afternoon.
4's a bit late. I've got a part-time job that starts at 4:30.
Well, you can't be in 2 places at once, can you? And attendance at lectures is necessary. We expect at least 90% attendance at this university, you know.
90%? That's high. Do they enforce that rule?
Yes, we do. We're pretty strict about it, actually.
And what times have been set down for the tutorials? Do you have that information?
That's a very well-attended course, so there's a number of tutorial times. Monday, Wednesday and Friday, all at 9 o'clock. Yours will be allocated at the first lecture.
Can't I choose the time?
Maybe, maybe not. You'll have to talk to the lecturer on the course. Dr. Roberts is his name.
Oh, okay.
Anything else I can help you with while you're here?
Well, yes, actually. Do you know what the course requirements are? I mean, how much work is expected for this course?
Well, you have to complete a tutorial paper.
What does that involve?
Well, it's a piece of work on a given topic based on some set reading texts. You'll have to give a small talk to your tutorial group.
Oh, how long does that have to be?
Oh, about 25 minutes usually.
I have to talk for 25 minutes?
Yes, that's right. And then you have to write up your piece of work and give it to the lecturer to be marked.
Right. And is that all?
No. You also have to complete a 3,000-word essay on a topic.
Can I choose the topic?
Yes, usually you can.
Right. That shouldn't be too bad.
And in addition to that, there is an exam.
An exam? What sort of exam?
Well, it's an open book exam.
Does that mean I can have the textbook with me during the exam?
Yes, that's right.
And can you give me any idea about the content of the first year of economics, so that I can get into some reading?
Well, you'll be getting the reading list next week when lectures start. All the books are in the library.
Yes, but won't everyone else take them out as soon as they get the reading list too?
Well, yes, they might. But most of the important ones are held in closed reserve. That's a part of the library where you can go to read books, but you can't take them out of the building.
What did you call that section of the library?
Closed reserve. However, we do recommend that you buy the core books. You'll find them useful and you'll need them for the exam.
Yes, I suppose I will. But what is the focus of the course?
Well, the course at this university has a vocational focus. That is, a focus on preparing its graduates for work. So we're orientated very much towards employment.
Oh, so my chances of getting a job are good?
Well, provided you get good results.
Well, look, thanks for your time. You've been really helpful.
That's fine. See you next week, then.
Are you sure? Are you sure about it? Are you certain about it? Do you think it is true? Do you think so? How sure are you? Yes, I am certain. I'm 100% certain. I'm absolutely sure. I have no doubt about it. I'm sure about it. I don't think there can be any doubt about. Of course. I'm positive. I'm quite sure about it. I'm no doubt about it. I'm absolutely certain that... I'm not sure about it. I doubt it. I'm not really sure about... I don't know for sure. It's very unlikely. I have my own doubts. I don't think so. I don't believe this is true. There's some doubt in my mind that... I'm not 100% sure. I don't know yet. Do you feel like going for a walk? Do you want to go to the movies tonight? Would you like to play cards? Would you like a cup of coffee? What about a cup of tea? I would like you to have lunch with us tomorrow. Would you be interested in going to the movies tonight? Why don't you have lunch with me tomorrow? How about joining me for a walk? I invite you to have breakfast with me tomorrow morning. Thank you for your kind invitation. I'd love to, thanks. I'll be glad to do so. Thanks, I like that very much. That's a great idea. Thanks for inviting me to dinner. It's very nice of you. Many thanks for your kind invitation. I'll join you. Sure, thank you. With pleasure. I'm sorry to refuse your invitation. I can't, sorry, I have to work. Thanks for your invitation, but I'm busy now. I'm afraid I won't be able to come. I'm afraid I'm busy tomorrow. Sorry, I'd love to, but I have an appointment. I really don't think I can. Sorry. That's very kind of you, but I can't accept your invitation. Can you give me the book? Could you please take off your raincoat? Could you please take me to the dentist? Would you mind opening the window for me, please? Would you be kind enough to repair my computer? Do you think you could take me to the supermarket? Could I ask you to take me home? Can you tell me what happened? Would you come to my birthday party? Would it be possible for you to come here at 8 a.m.? Sure, I'd be glad to. I'd be happy to. Sure, just a moment. No problem. Of course. Certainly. All right. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm sorry, but... I'd love to, but... Sorry to say that. It sounds great, but... Would you like something to drink? Would you like me to open the door? Can I help you? Can I give you a hand? Let me help you. Would you like me to answer the phone? Do you want some more tea? Do you want me to turn down the TV? I'd be happy to take you to the airport. May I offer you a cup of coffee? Yes, please. Yes, I'd love to. Yes, that would be great. Yes, please, that would be lovely. Yes, if you wouldn't mind. That's very kind of you. That sounds nice. Thank you, I'd like to. No thanks. It's okay, I can do it myself. Thank you for your kindness, but I can do it myself. Don't worry, I can do it. I appreciate that, but I can do it myself. Can I use your pen, please? Can I sit here? Is it okay if I sit here? Can I ask you a question? May I use your computer? May I come in? Could I take a look at your book? Do you mind if I turn down the TV? Do you mind if I use your phone? Would you mind if I opened the window? If you don't mind, I'd like to smoke. I wonder if I could borrow your car for a few days. Would it be all right if I borrowed your phone? Sure. Sure, go ahead. No problem. Yes, you can. Please feel free. I don't mind. I'm afraid not. I'm afraid that you can't. I'm sorry, but that's not possible. No, you cannot. You couldn't do that. You can't do that. Sorry, you are not permitted. You should try to learn English every day. I think you should go home early. Why don't you join an English club? You'd better wake up early. Let's have dinner together. What about having a cup of coffee with me? How about going to the cinema? Don't you think it would be a good idea to have a picnic this Sunday? If I were you, I'd call her. I suggest that you take a nap. You may want to try on this t-shirt. Perhaps you could take an umbrella with you. I strongly advise you to do more workout. I recommend that you get some rest. It's better for you to sleep a little more. Thanks, I'll do it. It sounds good. That sounds like a good idea. Thanks, it's a good suggestion. I think you're right. Why didn't I think of that? No, I'd rather not. I don't think so. I don't feel like it. No, I don't think it's a good idea. What a bad idea. That's too bad. That's so sad. I'm sorry. What bad luck. I hope things get better soon. It will be okay soon. I hope you feel better soon. What a pity. What a pity for you. Oh, that's terrible. Be patient. It will be better soon. I can't tell you how sorry I am. Oh, I am sorry to hear that. I know how it feels. I take my sympathy to you. You must be very upset about it. I sympathize with your condition. It's very kind of you. Thank you very much. It will be okay, thanks. Thanks for your sympathy. Thanks for your support. Could you tell me how to get to the bus station? Do you know that old man? Do you know how much this car costs? Do you happen to know where to buy an umbrella? Can you tell me what the time is? I'd like to know your name. I'd like to know what you think about this idea. I wonder if you could tell me why the meeting was canceled. Do you have any idea how to use this machine? Could you find out where she lives? I'm looking for a book about gardening. It looks like you're new here. It looks like you don't know what happened. Perhaps she knows the answer. I'd say it's over 9 a.m. now. If I had to take a guess, I'd say he's 40. Maybe he wants to quit his job. Maybe it's going to rain. Chances are you're doing it wrong. He could be right about it. I guess you are over 30 years old. It's difficult to say, but I think this is the best English course. I'm not really sure, but I think this is the last morning train. Can you explain why you were so late? How come it has taken you so long to reply to my email? I don't understand why you never finished the work on time. Can you tell me why you didn't attend the meeting this morning? Why is it that you didn't tell the truth? Do you expect me to believe you did this by yourself? I hope to see you soon. Let's hope you will get better soon. I believe things will get better. Hopefully it'll be sunny tomorrow. I keep hoping that she will win the show. I wish it would stop raining. If we're lucky, we'll arrive there on time. With any luck, she'll go home early tonight. I would like to buy a new car. I want to be a doctor. What I really want is to have an apartment. What do you think about this problem? What do you think of my new house? Do you have any thoughts on that? How do you feel about that? What is your opinion? Do you have any idea? Do you have any opinion on this matter? What's your view? Please tell me your opinion on this subject. What is your opinion about that? Can you give me your thoughts on the report? What are your feelings about his behavior? I'd like to hear your views on this matter. I think we need to buy a house. In my opinion, this is the best website for learning spoken English. I don't think we should get a new car. Personally, I think you're right. From my point of view, she is the best student in the class. As far as I'm concerned, this t-shirt doesn't suit you. My personal view is that he is a liar. In my point of view, this is the most beautiful island on Earth. It seems to me that we get lost. To my mind, it's the right thing to do. I personally believe we're in the right way. This is absolutely right. I couldn't agree more. I completely agree with you. I agree with this opinion. I don't agree with you. I think you're wrong. I don't think so. I'm afraid I can't agree with you. Can we meet on the 14th? Can we meet next Friday? Are you available on the 14th? Are you free next week? Let's meet this evening. When can I talk to you? Can I meet you tomorrow afternoon? How about tomorrow afternoon? Is next Monday convenient for you? Do you have any time available this week? When would be a good time to meet you? Would today evening be all right? Can you give me an appointment on Sunday? Sure, I'll come. Yes, Sunday is fine. Friday would be perfect. I'll be there at that time. Sorry, I have another appointment at that time. I'm sorry, I can't come. I'm afraid I can't on the 14th. I'm sorry, I won't be able to make it on Sunday. Sorry, I don't think I can make it. Are you afraid of the dark? I'm afraid of being alone at night. I'm scared of snakes. I'm frightened of spiders. I am terrified. I get scared very easily. I was terrified when I heard the noise outside. I'm worried about her health. Don't be afraid. It's not a big deal. It is nothing. There is nothing to be afraid of. Take it easy. Calm down. I promise that I will finish the job on time. I promise you that that's the truth. I swear I will never leave you. I swear I won't let you down. I assure you that I will return the book tomorrow morning. I assure you that I will be there on time. Believe me, I won't make you disappointed. Trust me, I can do it. Thank you. I believe you. All right, keep your promise. I hope you will keep your words. Just let the time answer it. I have to admit that I was wrong. I admit what I've done is wrong. I shouldn't be like this. Sorry, I know this was my fault. I'm fully responsible for this matter. I have made a mistake. It's my mistake. Forgive me. Yes, I take the blame. I was the one to blame. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. I never intended it that way. Don't mention it. Let it go. That's fine. Just take it easy. Don't do it again. Forget it, it doesn't matter. That would be okay. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Which do you prefer, football or volleyball? Which do you like better, tea or coffee? Do you prefer hot coffee or iced coffee? Would you prefer to go for a walk or see a movie? Would you rather have dinner with me? I prefer tea to coffee. I'd prefer to have some water. I like tea better than coffee. I prefer reading books. I prefer jogging to running. I'd prefer living in a city to living in the country. I would rather go home. I'd rather stay at home than go out. I'd rather take a nap than go for a walk. I'd rather play football than golf. I help you because I like you. I study hard because I want to pass the exam. We have to go home since we have no idea where to go next. You need to hurry up since it's very late now. I can't go out as it's raining. I can't run fast as I'm too fat. I love you, so I will do everything to make you happy. I didn't eat anything, so I'm very hungry now. We had to cancel the picnic because of bad weather. I did it because of you. The flight was canceled due to the storm. I came home late due to the traffic jam. He didn't work hard. As a result, he was fired. I was busy this evening, therefore I couldn't come to your party. Thanks to his hard work, he got a raise. How are you feeling? Are you okay? Is everything all right? What's wrong? What's the matter? Do you want to talk about it? I'm very happy right now. I don't think I can be any happier right now. I feel a little sad. It's been a difficult day. He made her very angry. I've been in a bad mood all day. I'm mad at his behavior. I feel very depressed today. You seem a little blue today. I've got a headache and I feel terrible.
Can I help you?
Yes, you can actually. We came back from Bermuda last night. This is the brochure of the holiday you sold us.
Oh, yes. Did you have a nice time?
No, we didn't. My wife and I are both very angry.
Oh, dear. What was the problem?
Well, to start with, we had to pay £20 extra each for airport tax. But it says here in the brochure, airport tax is included.
Oh, yes. So it does.
And our room didn't have a sea view. We paid extra for a sea view, but all we got was a view of the car park at the back of the hotel.
Oh, dear. This is very serious. I think we should fill out a complaint form. Now, what are your names?
It's Mr. and Mrs. Caldwell. That's CALDWELL.
Okay. And the holiday was in Bermuda?
Yes, 2 weeks from the 10th to the 24th of February.
10th to 24th of February. And today is the 25th. Okay. Do you have your customer number?
It's here on the receipt. DW83247.
Oh, yes. Okay. Now, you had to pay £20 each for airport tax. And the hotel room had no sea view.
Yeah, and you can add that the food in the hotel was terrible.
I couldn't eat a thing. We lived on sandwiches, didn't we, darling?
Yes, I lost 1 kilo in weight.
Oh, so the food in the hotel was terrible. Oh dear.
Well, what are you going to do about it?
I'll send this complaint to our head office and I'll phone you when I get a reply. Can I have your telephone number?
It's Walton 893 2443.
Walton 893 2443. Okay. Well, I'm very sorry about this.
It was an awful experience. We want our money back.
I'll see what I can do. Our apologies once again.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Another one for the bin.
What about you, Tina? Have you got a story about a journey you remember?
Yes, I have, actually. There's one journey I'll never forget.
Oh, really?
Right. Tell us about it. It was about 6 years ago. I was going to Hong Kong from London. The flight was early in the morning, so the night before, I stayed in a hotel near the airport. Well, I was in a holiday mood that night.
Oh, yeah.
And so I went to the hotel bar and ordered a drink, to celebrate. And I got talking to some other people. We had a great time, and anyway, when I left the bar, it was about 3 in the morning. The flight was at 6 o'clock, so it wasn't really worth going to sleep.
So what did you do?
I watched TV for a bit, but, well, I fell asleep, didn't I?
Oh, no.
When I woke up, it was after 5 o'clock. You have to get there early to check in, right?
Mm-hmm. Normally that's 2 hours before the flight.
So I panicked, grabbed my bags, and rushed outside looking for a taxi. Of course, no taxis anywhere.
Oh.
Luckily, after a few minutes running up and down the street, an airport bus came along.
Oh, that was lucky.
So I got on that. When I got there, it was actually nearly 6, so I thought, the gate will be closed. I've missed my plane. The whole terminal was empty, except for a huge crowd of people at one end. And luckily, that was the queue for my flight. It was delayed.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I was really pleased. But the delay went from 1 hour to 4 hours to finally 9 hours. 9 hours waiting in the airport. I slept on some chairs most of the time. Finally, at around 3 o'clock, the plane took off.
Oh.
But the worst part was yet to come.
Oh, no.
After a few hours, there was a huge storm, and the plane started bouncing around all over the place. I remember feeling it was like being in a washing machine. People were screaming, babies crying, food flying everywhere.
Oh.
I was really scared. And then, the worst thing of all, the oxygen masks dropped down.
Oh, no.
Suddenly, we were all staring at these yellow oxygen masks, and the feeling of fear, I just can't describe it.
Well, what did you do?
I put my mask on and just sat there in absolute terror, with the plane bouncing all over the place and lightning outside the windows. Anyway, the plane didn't crash, thank God. And we got to Hong Kong okay in the end. But what a journey. I'll never forget it.
Welcome to our tour. Ghosts of the Tower of London, everyone. The tower has stood on this ground since 1066, when Duke William of Normandy invaded England. And throughout its history, it has been used as a prison and place of execution, which may be why, today, some people say this is one of the scariest places on earth. There are many tales of ghosts here. The ghost most people see is Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII. When she didn't give birth to a boy, she was beheaded on Tower Green in 1536. A headless female figure in a white dress has often been seen close to where she was executed, near Queen's House. She is also said to haunt the Chapel Royal, where the same headless figure has been seen leading a ghostly procession of lords and ladies down the aisle towards where her headless body is buried. The tower was also the scene of the infamous disappearance of the two princes, Edward, 12, and Richard, 9, who were thought to have been murdered in 1483. When their father, King Edward IV, died, his brother Richard took the boys to the tower for their protection. But they disappeared. Richard was later crowned Richard III. According to one story, guards in the late 15th century spotted the shadows of two small figures gliding down the stairs in the White Tower. Nearly 200 years later, in 1674, workmen found a chest beneath the stairway of the White Tower that contained the skeletons of two young children, recently proved by DNA testing to be the two princes. Lady Jane Grey was just 17 when she was executed on the 12th of February 1554, after only 9 days as Queen to Henry VIII. Her ghost is said to appear on the anniversary of her death on the Salt Tower. Other ghostly appearances include the chained and headless body of Sir Walter Raleigh, who has often been seen in the Bywood Tower, and another ghost many people have seen is Henry's fifth wife, Catherine Howard. She ran away from her executioner, and her ghost has been seen running down the tower's hallway, screaming for help.
Oh, spooky.
Now, let's go further into the tower and see if we can find any of these ghosts.
Well, here we are. Number 5 Highcroft Court. After you.
Thanks.
This is the hall, as you can see. There's a big mirror on the wall, and a telephone over there, too.
Is the telephone working?
Oh, yes. You only pay for the calls you make. Now, through here to the left. This is the lounge. There's a television and...
Look, Anna! What a big sofa!
It's huge.
Oh, yes. It's new, too. And if you go through that door in front of you, that's the dining room. With a nice big table and 6 chairs.
Great. We can have friends for dinner.
And it has 2 windows, so it's very light in here, too. Now, if we go back into the lounge and then left, on the left here is the bathroom.
It's a bit small.
Yes, but the shower and toilet are both new. And opposite, just here, we have the kitchen. It's a little bigger.
Is that a washing machine?
Yes. And there's a dishwasher too, over there.
Oh, that's useful.
And finally, this is the bedroom.
Oh, yes. This is lovely. I like the big wardrobe.
There's a desk here too, so I can study.
You, Carlos, study.
It's very comfortable. Again, there are 2 big windows here, so there's lots of light.
What do you think, Carlos?
I think it's okay. How much?
£550 a month, including bills.
£550. So, when can we move in?
And welcome back to this week's Celebrity House Challenge. Now, this is the moment you have all been waiting for, as once again we go with Tina for a look inside a celebrity's home.
Thank you, David, and welcome to all you viewers out there. Well, here I am in one of the most luxurious homes I have ever been in. And just look at this wonderful lounge. In the middle is a superb leather sofa that can seat no less than 6 people. And in front there is this marvellous coffee table, made of wood with a glass top. The book on the coffee table is an atlas of the world, so perhaps that's one clue to the identity of our mystery famous person. It seems they're adventurous and enjoy travel. On the wall behind the sofa is a great painting, a fine example of modern art. This person is clearly very cultured and has excellent taste. And opposite the sofa is the television. And what a television it is! A huge, state-of-the-art, widescreen TV. And there are so many videos and DVDs here. So, this person must surely be a movie fan. The floor is polished wood, which gives the whole room an elegant feel. Near the door to the kitchen, there are some children's toys on the floor. So, this person must have a family. Well, what else can I say here? Oh, there are some beautiful flowers in the window. They add a feminine touch to the room. And together with the lady's handbag here on the sofa, you might think this person is a woman. Oh, yes, and one more thing. Behind the sofa, against the wall, there's a very modern desk with a computer and lots of work-like things. So this person probably needs to use a computer for their work. And they may even work from home. So, David, who lives in a house like this? It's back to you in the studio.
So, moving on into the lounge now. What were you thinking of here?
Well, it's rather dingy and dark in here, so we'd like to have more lighting. Can you give us some ideas?
I see what you mean. If we have a large lamp here in the corner, it will help throw some light on the sofa. That'll give a soft, warm glow, very atmospheric.
Oh, that's a good idea, isn't it, darling?
Yes, but what about the walls? Don't you think we should have lights there?
Yes. If we use what we call occasional lighting, then again that should help balance things up. Just a few small lamps around the walls that you can have on to make the room brighter when you need to. The main light here in the center looks a bit insubstantial.
Yes, and it's too low. I hit my head on it sometimes. I'd prefer something closer to the ceiling.
Certainly. Perhaps a larger uplight here, so the light shines up rather than down.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I was wondering about changing the blinds too. I think curtains might be better.
Yes, and you really want a mix of tones here. Otherwise, everything looks the same. There are too many dark tones, so I'd suggest cream silk-lined curtains to contrast with this beautiful black sofa.
But the carpet's cream. Won't that be a bit too much?
I was coming to the carpet. We need a mixture of textures here, so I'd like to suggest we get rid of the carpet and have a wooden floor.
Oh, now that's an idea.
Yeah.
A wooden floor would bring a natural, earthy texture to the room. And if we have some bamboo here in the corner near the television, then this would make a very strong impact, I think.
And how much would all this cost?
Well, what I'll do is...
Okay, let's open this and start.
Quick! Read the first clue.
Go to the clock and turn left. Take the first right and I'm out of sight. What?
Come on! There's the clock. Straight ahead. Let's go. Okay, here's the clock. What's next? And turn...
And turn left. Take the first right. Over there. Come on. Okay, here we are. And I'm out of sight. What am I?
Oh, look! Over there, next to the supermarket, there's an optician's. Out of sight must mean opticians. That's the answer for number 1. Quick, write it down.
Okay, number 1. Opticians. Okay. Clue number 2. On the corner, on the left, what do you see? Is it time for tea? What's on...
Over there, on the corner, on the left, it's a cafe. Time for tea.
Okay, I'll write cafe here. Next, number 3. Go back, find the school, turn left, and try to look cool.
Come on then. Back to the school.
There's the school again, straight in front of us. Turn left and try to look cool. Okay, so we go left down here. Over there. There's a clothes shop. Try to look cool. What do you think?
Okay, write it then.
Clothes shop.
What's clue number 4?
Let's see. Clue number 4. Go to the end and round the bend. On your left, there's a place to send.
I guess we keep going up here then.
Come on.
Okay, so this is the bend. Let me see that. On your left, there's a place to send. That must be the post office. Over there, on the left.
Brilliant! Well done. Okay, now for the last clue. Go through the park and past the station. Here's where to look if you want information.
Through the park. Okay, up there. Let's go.
Okay, and past the station must mean we go past the train station.
Right. Keep going. I think we're going to win.
The last bit says, here's where to look if you want information. Well, where's that then?
Oh, of course. It's the library. Over there on the right.
That's it! Number 5. Library. That's it!
Quick. Let's go back to the school and see if we're the first.
Yeah. Come on. I wonder what the treasure will be. Oh.
Order! Order! Welcome! Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this public information meeting. Now, we have many things on today's agenda, but I think it best if we start with the main issue, which I'm sure is why so many of you are here tonight, the new bypass. Mr. Johnson, you are Director of the Stockton City Planning Department. Can I ask you to explain the plan and the reasons for the bypass?
Yes, Madam Chair. The City Council feels that a bypass is needed north of Stockton to take traffic away from the city centre. As you all know, there are just too many cars and lorries driving through Stockton. Now, I know local residents may not like the idea, but the best place for the bypass is through the Lee Valley. There is simply no alternative. The Lee Valley is close to Stockton, the ground is ideal for road building, and it is the cheapest option we have.
Order! Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Now, may I ask Sarah Wilson, the leader of the Save Lee Valley group, to explain the objections.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We residents of Lee Valley strongly object to plans for the bypass going through our countryside. The Lee Valley is the most beautiful, unspoilt area in the region. We mustn't destroy it forever. We must preserve it. What's more, it's an important historical site too. There are many ancient Roman remains here that the bypass would completely destroy. And finally, Madam Chair, we residents do not want 20,000 vehicles a day passing our homes. This would cause too much pollution. The plan is totally unacceptable.
Order! Thank you, Mrs. Wilson. Now, are there any questions?
Welcome to New York City Tours. This is an automated announcement. See all of Manhattan from the comfort of a double-decker bus. There are over 40 stops, so you can hop on and hop off all day. Enjoy an interesting and fact-filled recorded narration as you travel through the most famous uptown and downtown neighborhoods, from Times Square and Central Park to Greenwich Village, St. Patrick's Cathedral, and many more. Come and explore this wonderful city with New York City Tours. Please note, tours are in English only and start every hour from Times Square. $75 per adult, $50 for children under 16. For just $20 extra, you can also choose an optional harbor cruise to see the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island. Tickets are valid for 24 hours. Press 1 to book now. Press 2 to hear this message again. Press 3 to...
Good morning, this is Burnham Tourist Office, Martin speaking.
Oh, hello. I saw a poster about free things to do in the area, and it said people should phone you for information. I'm coming to Burnham with my husband and 2 children for a few days on June the 27th, or possibly the 28th, and I'd like some ideas for things to do on the 29th.
Yes, of course. OK. Then let's start with a couple of events especially for children. The Art Gallery is holding an event called Family Welcome that day, when there are activities and trails to use throughout the gallery.
That sounds interesting. What time does it start?
The gallery opens at 10 and the Family Welcome event runs from 10:30 until 2 o'clock. The gallery stays open until 5, and several times during the day they're going to show a short film that the gallery has produced. It demonstrates how ceramics are made, and there'll be equipment and materials for children to have a go themselves. Last time they ran the event there was a film about painting, which went down very well with the children, and they're now working on one about sculpture.
I like the sound of that. And what other events happen in Burnham?
Well, do you all enjoy listening to music?
Oh, yes.
Well, there are several free concerts taking place at different times, 1 or 2 in the morning, the majority at lunchtime and a couple in the evening, and they range from pop music to Latin American.
The Latin American could be fun. What time is that?
It's being repeated several times in different places. They're performing in the Central Library at 1 o'clock, then at 4 it's in the City Museum, and in the evening at 7:30 there's a longer concert in the theatre.
Right. I'll suggest that to the rest of the family.
Something else you might be interested in is the boat race along the river.
Oh, yes. Do tell me about that.
The race starts at Offord Marina to the north of Burnham and goes as far as Summer Pool. The best place to watch it from is Charlesworth Bridge, though that does get rather crowded.
And who's taking part?
Well, local boat clubs, but the standard is very high. One of them came first in the West of England Regional Championship in May this year. It was the first time a team from Burnham has won. It means that next year they'll be representing the region in the National Championship.
Now, I've heard something about Paxton Nature Reserve. It's a good place for spotting unusual birds, isn't it?
That's right, throughout the year. There is a lake there as well as a river, and they provide a very attractive habitat. So it's a good idea to bring binoculars if you have them. And just at the moment you can see various flowers that are pretty unusual. The soil at Paxton isn't very common. They're looking good right now.
Right. My husband will be particularly interested in that.
And there's going to be a talk and slideshow about mushrooms, and you'll be able to go out and pick some afterwards and study the different varieties.
Uh-huh. And is it possible for children to swim in the river?
Yes, part of it has been fenced off to make it safe for children to swim in. It's very shallow, and there's a lifeguard on duty whenever it's open. The lake is too deep, so swimming isn't allowed there.
OK, we must remember to bring their swimming things in case we go to Paxton. How long does it take to get there by car from Burnham?
About 20 minutes, but parking is very limited, so it's usually much easier to go by bus, and it takes about the same time.
Right. Well, I'll discuss the options with the rest of the family. Thanks very much for all your help.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Good morning, Stretton Festival box office. How can I help you?
Oh, hello. My family and I are on holiday in the area, and we've seen some posters about the festival this week. Could you tell me about some of the events, please?
Of course.
First of all, are there still tickets available for the jazz band on Saturday?
There are, but only £15. The £12 seats have all been sold.
OK, and the venue is the school, isn't it?
Yes, that's right. The secondary school. Make sure you don't go to the primary school by mistake. And there's an additional performer who isn't mentioned on the posters. Carolyn Hart is going to play with the band.
Oh, I think I've heard her on the radio. Doesn't she play the oboe or flute or something?
Yes, the flute. She usually plays with symphony orchestras, and apparently this is her first time with a jazz band.
Well, I'd certainly like to hear her. Then the next thing I want to ask about is the duck races. I saw a poster beside a river. What are they exactly?
Well, you buy a yellow plastic duck, or as many as you like. They're £1 each. And you write your name on each one. There'll be several races, depending on the number of ducks taking part. And John Stevens, a champion swimmer who lives locally, is going to start the races. All the ducks will be launched into the river at the back of the cinema. Then they'll float along the river for 500 metres, as far as the railway bridge.
And are there any prizes?
Yes. The first duck in each race to arrive at the finishing line wins its owner free tickets for the concert on the last night of the festival.
You said you can buy a duck. I'm sure my children will both want one.
They're on sale at a stall in the market. You can't miss it. It's got an enormous sign showing a couple of ducks.
OK, I'll go there this afternoon. I remember walking past there yesterday. Now, could you tell me something about the flower show, please?
Well, admission is free, and the show is being held in Bythwaite Hall.
Sorry, how do you spell that?
Bythwaite. Bythwaite.
Is it easy to find? I'm not very familiar with the town yet.
Oh, you won't have any problem. It's right in the centre of Stretton. It's the only old building in the town, so it's easy to recognise.
I know it. I presume it's open all day?
Yes, but if you'd like to see the prizes being awarded for the best flowers, you'll need to be there at 5 o'clock. The prizes are being given by a famous actor, Kevin Shapless. He lives nearby and gets involved in a lot of community events.
Gosh, I've seen him on TV. I'll definitely go to the prize giving.
Right.
I've seen a list of plays that are being performed this week, and I'd like to know which are suitable for my children and which ones my husband and I might go to.
How old are your children?
5 and 7. What about The Mystery of Muldoon?
That's aimed at 5 to 10-year-olds.
So if I take my children, I can expect them to enjoy it more than I do?
I think so. If you'd like something for yourself and your husband and leave your children with a babysitter, you might like to see Fire and Flood. It's about events that really happened in Stretton 200 years ago, and children might find it rather frightening.
Oh, thanks for the warning. And finally, what about Silly Sailor?
That's a comedy, and it's for young and old. In fact, it won an award in the Stretton Drama Festival a couple of months ago.
OK. Well, goodbye and thanks for all the information. I'm looking forward to the festival.
Goodbye.
Good morning, North College Library. How can I help you?
I was wondering if it was possible to join the library.
Are you a student at North College?
No, I'm not, but Someone told me it was possible to join even if I wasn't.
That's right, it is. Are you over 18? That's our minimum joining age.
Yes, I am.
That's no problem then.
Could you tell me what I have to do to join?
Well, you'll need to come into the library and fill out some forms. You'll also need to bring 2 passport photos with you. We also need 2 documents for ID, so a driving license would be fine.
I've got that. And what else? A credit card?
No, it needs to have your address on it.
Shall I bring a bank statement? Would that do?
That'll be fine.
Good. Does it cost anything to join?
Well, it's free for students here, but otherwise it's £125 per year, or £25 if you've got a current student card from another college.
I was at Westerly College until last year, but now I've got a job at Jefferson's Steel Factory. It's more expensive than I thought. My local library is free.
But you'll find they don't have the range of reference books or facilities which we buy for our students. That's why you have to pay to be an external member.
I see. How many books can I borrow?
We allow 12 items borrowed at any one time if you're a student, and that includes CDs, DVDs and videos. However, it's only 8 items for members of the public.
Fine. And how long can I have them for?
Well, you can have both fiction and reference books for 4 weeks, which isn't bad, really.
And what happens if I return them late?
Like all libraries, there's a fine system in place. The minimum fine is £1.50, but it can be much higher for some items, up to £5 per week. We'll give you a booklet with all the details when you join. You can always renew items, if they're not required by anyone else, by telephoning or logging onto our website.
What about the computers? Can I use them free of charge?
For college students it's free, but for external members like yourself, the first hour is free, and then we make a nominal charge of £1 per hour thereafter.
Do I have to book in advance for them?
Oh, yes, it's advisable. Most people tend to book 24 hours in advance, although sometimes you can get one with only 6 hours' notice. However, the earliest you can book a computer is 48 hours before you need it, and you can only book 1 hour at a time. If no one else has booked the computer out, then you may be able to have another hour if you want. We have a wide range of databases, so the computers are in great demand.
I'm thinking of doing some writing, and I might need to access national newspapers. Do you have them on these databases?
We do indeed. We've got all the big nationals, The Guardian and The Observer, The Independent, and The Times and Sunday Times. We've also got all the local papers and a wide selection of magazines.
Excellent. I assume you have photocopying facilities?
Of course. 5p a sheet for both A4 and A3 black and white copies, and 40p a sheet for colour. You can get a card from the counter here. It doesn't take coins.
Okay. Oh, by the way, another thing I was wondering about was if you ran any writing classes through the library.
We do, but you'll have to speak to John Grantingham about that. He's our resident author. He runs the creative writing classes.
John Grant... could you spell that for me, please?
Certainly. Grantingham.
Are the classes here at the library?
Yes, he's here on Thursday evenings. Oh, no, sorry, Friday. He's just changed it. You can contact him by emailing the library.
Okay. Right. Well, that's about all I need to know. Thank you. I'll be along later this week to join. Thanks. Bye.